young.
What's that?
I said your son must be very young.
Oh, yeah, must be.
Okay, how's that, sir?
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's planning board meeting for the town of Pompey, October 18th, 2021. Start off with a pledge of allegiance. Stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First start, we have our board minutes from the last meeting on September 20th, 21st. I believe everybody's had a chance to read back over them. Some revisions were made, they've been corrected already, so I'd like to make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second.
Second, anybody? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed. And thank you to Mary Beth for no writer's cramps. So, okay, introductions, I guess, to my right. Say your last name one more time.
Fahrenkrug.
Fahrenkrug, Carl Fahrenkrug. Been here long enough, I still can't say that. So I am Sue Smith, the planning board chairman. To my left, Mary Beth Pizarris, Dan Bargos, board member, and Roy Smith, board member. And in front, we have Jamie Sutphin, town attorney for planning board, and Steve Snell, our engineer. And thanks to Veronica for the wizardry of Zoom.
Off camera.
Yes. So on our agenda, we have one item tonight, and it's the Komar Farm preliminary review. Address is 4253 Delphi Road, parcel number 005.-01-17.0. It is listed as a parcel subdivision. A representative from Komar Farms, come on up, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Arna Komar. I live at 4253 Delphi Road. Inherited the farm from my mom, who'd been here for like 50 years.
Okay, give us a brief description of what you're intending.
I'm intending to, do a simple subdivide of this, close to 6 acres, which borders right on Delphi Road. It's the front end of my property. Before you hit Limestone Creek, most of my land is on the opposite side of Limestone.
Okay. By chance, do you have a larger map with you?
We dropped off 4 Mylar maps with Nikki.
Right, Mylars.
Yeah, you had.
That's,
That's 4 Mylars, they were $100.
Yeah, no,
And we dropped them off at the town office.
You had it last time I was here.
Yeah, I do remember looking at those. Usually the first time around, we get a paper and the Mylar is the final copy.
They didn't give us any instructions. We did send a high resolution PDF from Gary Cottrell.
Okay, which is what we're pulling off. Okay. Because we send the high resolution PDF to county with a recommendation, correct, Jamie?
It is going to be sent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's time on this cycle. So
Okay.
Mary Beth and I are going to work on that.
Okay. All right. At some point, there are a couple changes I'm envisioning to the map that we'll talk about tonight.
Okay.
After those are made, then we'll also catch up with some paper and the Mylars. We'll get everything together.
Okay.
then, so. Okay, so looking at it, it's just outside the hamlet of Orrin on Delphi Road.
I think it's within the hamlet of Delphi. It's right after.
It's off of 92.
Yeah, it's the second house over from the church that's right on the corner.
Okay. Lot 2 is what you're intending to keep,
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on.
where the house, okay, all right,
He occupies the house.
okay. And lot 1 is what you're subdividing off,
Correct.
with intent just to sell.
Correct.
Steve, did you get a chance to briefly look these over? I believe you did.
Yes. I do have some comments. Basically, there's some information that we typically ask for on these plans.
Oh, the church, the church. Okay.
Wetlands, floodplain,
Yeah.
USGS topography.
The previous code enforcement officer sat with us for 3 hours and he pulled all those maps and they were supposed to be attached to the application.
Um, Yeah, that's how they attached them. We're saying normally the surveyor would overlay them right onto the map. So it's,
It is outlined in the town code. Typically, a lot of times the surveyors do know about it.
We thought area control would have known what we needed.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why we used them. So what do I need to go back and ask him for?
So what I can do is I will send you my comments.
Sorry,
which
I don't
will-
know the answer to this one.
And
but
then
I'm
I
learning.
forward them.
So
to
you can just provide that.
Is the overlay clear overlays? Or is it just one?
It's just information that needs to be shown on the plan
Okay.
itself. So we'll know what that is. And is the email in the application
that's what I was just
good?
gonna,
To send to
AA,
Kent?
Hey, Komar at yahoo.com.
A Komar, who?
At yahoo.com.
I'm his realtor. if you wanna
AA
see-
Komar at yahoo.com. Okay.
And I'm his realtor if you wanted to see me. I'm overseeing.
What's your email?
C is in cat, T is in Tom, OLEARY 315 @gmail.com. CT over there.
OLEARY 315.
315.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Pardon?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
CT OLEARY 315 @gmail.com.
I think it's road frontage on each one was 300. Am I reading that right? Go ahead, Steve. What was the road frontage on this? building?
There's more on one end than the other end. See, this is Delphi.
300 and 364.
Well over the 200. Yeah.
Yeah, 300 and 364.
How many acres, Steve, is lot 1?
5.8.
Okay. So our code is 200-foot frontage and 2 acres? Reg?
Depends on what
The
the,
zone and what the intent is.
yeah, for residential.
That zone.
That's on front.
It is zone plan.
What's the minimum for zone farm?
Depends on per house one house or two house, yeah, two family. Either 200 or 250. Do you have that, Jamie or Steve?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up here.
Offhand,
Farm, single family, 2 acres, 200 feet of frontage.
you offhand know where the septic is located on your current,
It's on my property.
Yeah.
Well, the,
where on your property though?
before the barn.
There's a horseshoe driveway. The property is to the south of it. The horseshoe driveway is not included in the property.
So important information would be the location of your well and your septic system,
Okay.
We didn't address that issue.
including the leach field. Just to ensure that they're not on the property you're subdividing out.
It's definitely not,
Well,
but
no, but we just,
you need proof, right?
I believe you. Just
So that way, if there's any questions, someone pulls up the map, they're like, okay, it's definitely there, this is where it's shown. We're not approving something that where the septic system is a lot.
Right.
Is there any current curb cut or driveway cut for the lot one that you would be subdividing off?
Not at this time.
You do me a favor and take your coat off.
Sure. No problem.
Last time you came in, you had a knife on your belt and,
Oh, I work at Marquardt. It's a box cutter. It's just a little,
yeah, that's what took down one of the planes in 9/11. Just, I'd rather you not have that sort of stuff on you when you're in town hall.
oh,
If you
sure.
could-
I don't even think that I have it on. I just use it at work.
Yeah, if you could put that down with your coat on a chair, it would make me more comfortable.
Sure.
Thank you. Your last dress code was a little aggressive with your gloves and a knife on
I
your
didn't know
belt.
I was supposed to be here and I ran from work.
I know, and I'm late tonight myself, and I took my knife and gloves off before I came in. But just when you're in front of us, it was a little intimidating last time, and I just, thank you. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Steve, did this in any, yeah, it's in part of the flood zone, right?
Yeah, there is a good portion of both lots and the floodplain.
That should be on the.
Yeah, that'll be one of the items. Yep. Yep.
That was one of the reasons that it was on the shore of limestone, because most of the water was on the other, most of the wet area was on the other side of the,
Limestone
Creek.
Creek, yeah.
Yeah, and the FEMA mapping does show the limits of it, and it does take a good portion of the lots. So for planning purposes, we ask for that to be shown on the plan.
okay. It's gonna go all the way back, but the other code enforcement officer suggested keeping it at the shore of the east shore of limestone, just so that it didn't get into the back end. There's really no way to access the land over the creek.
But the mapping can be applied.
Sure.
The mapping is available to include on the subdivision map.
Mhm.
So we're just asking for that to be.
That's what you're asking for control.
Yep. And again, this will be in my comments that I email you, so you'll be able to send it right to them.
So it's got all this looks like. Stay with that. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Any other comments from board members, questions? I think it's pretty straightforward. It's mostly the detailed added to the map. We will prepare, this is on a county road, so it does have to go to Onondaga County Planning for their comments. We will send it they'll have a meeting before our next meeting and they'll send back their comments to us. It would be advertised for a public hearing. You as applicant will have to send out a certified letter to all of your neighbors that live within, basically landowners that live within 1,000 feet of this subdivision. Or access to it. Okay. Mary Beth can help get you that letter and a listing of all of those neighbors that.
All the addresses.
Yep. Okay, it'll have to be sent out a minimum of 10 days before the meeting.
Okay.
Our next meeting will be November, bear with me.
The public hearing would be at the meeting.
Yes. Yep, November 15th, 2021. The town will take care of the legal advertisement in the paper.
We need to just get the updated survey from Cottrell.
Yeah, and we will need that for that hearing, but if we can get it in like a week ahead of time, so the board has time to review it.
Will the Mylar maps need to be updated?
Yeah,
My suggestion is you just get paper maps this time around, and then when everything is approved,
Then
then
get the final.
Then get the
then
Mylars,
get the
yeah,
Mylars.
yeah.
in case we find something else that needs to be added to it, so you're not doing that twice.
Um, Your, I guess people's thoughts sometimes the maps will show neighboring landowners and their parcels. And this one doesn't. Is that
Doesn't
gonna
show
be
right
one of your comments?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed that on the plan, there's a spot for a location plan, but there's nothing there on the file for the map that I have. It's just blank.
The locator, that one?
Yeah, on mine, it's blank. So I don't know, but maybe it's just how the PDF came through.
I was gonna say, when I printed my PDF, it,
One came in like this.
I'm looking at the
and then
PDF.
One came in like with that. Says Nikki.
Yeah, on the computer
Like just-
plan, it doesn't show it. Oh, yeah. But I guess maybe when you print it, it shows it.
well, not all of them though, because there's one printed without it.
Yeah, it doesn't show it up on mine that I got
Like there were two.
emailed to me.
There were two maps sent. One was a couple months ago and one was just recently sent on Monday of last week.
Oh, I don't, probably got the older version.
I've had mine printed for a while. Just to double check with Mr. Cottrell. Definitely in there.
There was two PDFs I had sent. One was when we originally met here, and that was several months ago. And then last Monday, I, over the weekend, received it from Gary Cottrell and forwarded it to Nikki.
Okay.
So I don't know if everybody got it from her or not.
Okay. Any other
It's
comments?
the best resolution he could do.
Nope. Right. So I guess that's our comments. Steve will be forwarding the email with what we're looking
Both of
for.
us.
Basically, it's making sure the map is all there, so.
Tomorrow, and I'll give you my card also to it. So you can look for that.
Yeah,
How did you want to contact with? the
I have-
letter?
I have his email and I think Nikki usually sends that out.
Okay.
I can work on it tonight too. I don't know.
That's your goal.
Yeah.
So Mary Beth will be emailing a rough draft of the letter to be used and a listing of all the contacts to send the certified letter to for the notice. So and she has your emails. Okay. Do you have any other questions for? Okay, so it'll come back, it'll be the public hearing. You'll get up and say the same thing basically again, so that those that are either here or listening for the public hearing, if they have questions, that they understand what's going on and open the public hearing. If anybody else has comments, if not, then we'd go through and barring any unforeseen circumstances that would be approved. And then at that point, then the final maps and the Mylar, sign off on them, and then you have 60 days to get them filed with Onondaga County after that approval, sign off. So,
And just remember the world we live in today, when you come into town hall, make sure you leave anything that would be considered a weapon in your car.
Okay.
Just,
I don't think of it as a weapon, but that's okay. Yep.
neither did those people on the airplane that took down the airplane that during 9/11, it was a box cutter that took the airplane down. So yes, it was a box cutter that took them.
I was actually on the post-pension team. I thought was a fallout from that.
Yeah. We all did. So it's just
public area.
good protocol to come in without any kind of things that would be considered a weapon.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you for coming.
It's lovely weather outside.
Yes, it is. I'm not complaining though, because
No, we're not
California
shoveling
needs a
it.
lot of water,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And they're on fire.
Absolutely.
Yep, thank you.
So, okay, otherwise, any other business?
No,
Hearing none. Make a
did I
motion.
handle that okay? Thank you,
Yeah, not else you could do it.
even though I was late.
Hold on. I make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
And I second the motion,
All in favor?
triple the motion.
Aye.